Yo, what's good people, it's Cactus, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make New York drill melodies for someone like Fivio, Foreign, or Pop Smoke. Most likely I'll be using a piano, maybe some strings and a choir, the usual stuff. I'm going to try and break it down as simply as possible, but before we get into the video, I'm going to do a little giveaway, and this is for my latest drum kit, which is the Prick Kit Volume 2. All you have to do is leave a comment in the video with just any type of cactus, and then next Tuesday, I'll pick a random winner to get the kit. But let's get into it. Alright, so when it comes to making melodies, I think the trick is to start simple, because you hear all these melodies and beats and you think that you have to just think of everything straight away. So I'd recommend either just starting with the bass pattern or starting with the counter melody and then building around that. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm just going to start with a basic piano in addictive keys, and let's set the scale. So let's go with a minor scale and we'll go E minor. So I'm just going to start with a simple bass pattern. Yeah, so I'm just coming down. And this would be a 1-6-5 pattern, because look, it's the first note in the scale. This is the 6, that would be the 7th, so 1-6-5. So common chord progression. And let's just thicken this up. I'm gonna shift and click, control and up. So now we've got something to work with. And the BPM needs to come up, so about 140, 143. And you know what, I'm going to keep this bass pattern playing, but I'm going to change the instrument. So I want to use some strings. And I'm going to go with the solo violin and expand. And when it comes to the main melody, you want to keep them a little bit repetitive. If I was just drawing in notes, like starting here, coming all the way up here, then back down, it would just sound too random. You want to make it so that people can easily remember it or even hum along to it. So I don't want big jumps between the notes. See how simple that melody is? And it kind of sounds like it's changing because of the bass notes, but watch, I'm just going to record it in. All I'm using there is 3 notes. I'm just repeating it, but because we've got the bass pattern in, it sounds like it's coming down, but it's not actually changing. So now I can pick my favorite one. I think I like the second one. It's slightly off, but I like it. So I'm going to copy this one across. And the first one's quantized, but it just adds a tiny bit of variation. Now I can thicken this up by pressing Ctrl and A to highlight everything, Shift and click, and then Ctrl and up. And then I'm going to turn the high ones down. I'm just holding Alt and then using my mouse wheel. And I'm going to push them strings more towards the background with some more reverb. I'm going to clone that and maybe do some chords with this one. So a basic E minor chord. I'm just skipping every other note. And then same here. You can start by seeing what this sounds like and then try inversions to get a different sound. So for example, I could bring the top note down. I'm not really feeling the end chord, but to make it a little bit darker, I could just take out the middle note. Maybe randomize the velocity with Alt and R. So I can treat them separately, but then they can go to the same bus, because it's pointless adding an EQ on each instrument. If you've got things that you want to EQ together, then just send them to the same bus like this and then apply one EQ. And I want to see what halftime sounds like on that main melody. Let's bring it up an octave. Just to make this more interesting, I'm going to come to channel volume and I'm just going to slowly bring it down just to make it a little bit more realistic. This can come back up a bit. Just adds a bit more movement. And just to test it out, I can try and copy these chords and bring them up an octave. I'm just making that violin a bit thicker. And I'll do the same thing. I'll bring the volume down of the high ones just because they're easier to hear anyway. And I definitely want some vocals in this. So for these kind of melodies, you want something like a choir, just something with a lot of ambience, so you can add a lot of reverb and delay. So you could have a look at Exhale from Contact, different vocal phrases from Contact. But you know what, I haven't really used Arcade in a while for these kind of melodies. So let's see what it's got. So Distant Voices is probably the one for these type of beats. And let's just see what we've got. And remember, we need to select the scale, which is E minor. And I'm going to bring it up an octave. I'm going to copy all of these melodies across just so we've got a longer loop. I'm going to add variation with the vocals. Yeah, maybe that one. Yeah, this might sound right. Yeah, there we go. But now I need to filter out these vocals. So I'm going to turn them down to start with and apply an EQ, take out some of the lows and some of the highs. Let me see what it sounds like back down an octave. I don't know which one I prefer. I like the high one, but it might get in the way of a rapper's vocals. I could try and blend the two though. So I'm just going to bring it up a full octave and then just dial the mix back. Yeah, this might work better. And let's try with the pianos even further down. Yeah, it's sounding a little bit darker now. I've just taken halftime off the main melody. I'm just bringing it down an octave because I want to change some of the notes. Maybe just make this ending more interesting. So bring this up. Alright, I've just changed the vocal pattern and there's one other thing that I want to do. So I want to copy these notes or even just these three and bring these up an octave. And then the same again, or maybe just have it here and then not here. And then do the same here. Alright, so the tutorial was mainly for the melody, but I do want to turn this into a beat. So I'll finish this now, mix it, arrange everything, and then show you the outcome. Alright, so I finished the beat, I've mixed and arranged it all, and of course I came out with another banger, so I'm just going to play it through and then talk you through what I've done. So in the intro, I've just got one layer of the strings, just a lower layer. And then a teaser with the vocals.
Cactus.
So just some hats and some perks to start with. Sounded crazy. And then I added a grind bass here with a new 808 pattern. In drums. So now it's just slowing down before the hook. I've got the same string pattern as here, just one layer. And then this is where the other string melody comes in. So this is basically everything. Grind bass again. And then verse 2 is pretty much the same. I think I just added some different breaks. And then when it gets to the end, so this is the hook. And then it just kind of dies down a little bit. But then for one last time the hook comes in again, but then fades out. So then it just fades out here. So I hope you liked the video and I hope you're feeling the beat. And for anyone that's a fan of the podcast, I've got some more crazy episodes dropping soon. I've got one with my guy Legendary Keys and then another with my guy Chris Punselin. So keep a lookout for them. I'll leave a link to the podcast in the description and I'll see you next time.